I'm going to start with a Kansas City Chief named Jamal Charles.
Okay.
I think Jamal Charles quietly retired and is never mentioned anymore. Jamal Charles was amazing. An absolute flash of speed and burst coming out of the University of Texas. And in his rookie year, this guy did things that everyone's like, wait, he could be the lead back on this team. And then he took it from there. Jamal Charles, in 11 NFL seasons, averaged more than 5 yards a carry, okay? That's more than Jim Brown, who averaged 5.2 yards a carry. An absolute lightning bolt, and it's the most in NFL history.
That's amazing.
By a running back. Look, we do Hall of Fame talk all the time, and this guy put up in the yards. Every time he touched a ball,
home run.
It was 2nd and 4 the next time his team took the field.
Played against him a ton, really good friends with him. I think this is perfect for him. Most underrated. He could catch the ball out of the backfield. He could run between the tackles. He could run outside. He had the speed to take it the distance. He had the power to go on short. And if you guys don't remember, he had a 5-touchdown game against the Raiders with Alex Smith.
Yep.
So cool.
Actually helped me win a fantasy game because I had Alex Smith. So, I mean, he did it all. He was very versatile as well.
Chiefs have all these running backs in their history, right? Christian Okoye, Barry Word, and Larry Johnson, and Priest Holmes. Jamal Charles is their all-time leading rusher on a great franchise. Never mentioned in the Hall of Fame conversation, never uttered a word. Jamal Charles, in that generation, with Adrian Peterson and Maurice Jones-Drew, this guy can hold a candle to all of them.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 2, a guy you know quite well.
Yes.
Number 2, how about some Fred Taylor highlights?
How about some Fred Taylor
How about some Fred Taylor highlights for you here?
You need to go ahead and get him in there. Get on it, just watch, and then get him in the Hall of Fame.
All right, I'll make my case based on the numbers, okay? Holds the NFL total touchdowns, okay? 17 as a rookie, all right? As a rookie, 17 touchdowns, all right? And then I go to where he stands historically, all right? I think Frank Gore's gonna get in, right?
No question he will.
All right, we think Frank Gore's gonna get in. I think Adrian Peterson's gonna get in.
Yeah, he definitely got to get in.
Why don't we see a list of the most rushing yards by any Hall of Fame eligible players right now who are currently not in the Hall of Fame? This is anybody who's been retired for 5 or more and not. It's Fred Taylor. He's the number 1. Why should he be on the outside looking in? Fred Taylor was incredible. He was your teammate in Jacksonville. Make the case right now to the voters who are watching why Fred Taylor belongs in Canton.
It's simple. If you just watch the tape, I know that a lot of people saw the injuries he had, but the way he played the game, the size, the speed, the athleticism, I remember him being older in his years and outrunning some younger guys. We were playing the Carolina Panthers. He went for 80 and walked off on everyone. I mean, not only that, in the locker room, he's a tremendous leader, helped me on and off the field, still a great friend of mine that we talk about. But, the Hall of Fame is about football. Look at the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, again, Fred did it all. He could catch. You saw that Dolphins game in the playoffs when they knocked, was it Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson knocked them out for
62
good.
62 to nothing to score.
Destroyed them, right? And that year, I want to say, they beat everybody except for one team, the Tennessee Titans. But other than that, I mean, Fred Taylor is still one of the greats.
He had a lot of injuries,
yes.
and yet he still had 7 different seasons of 1,000 yards. What's that tell you about this guy? What he could have been and how great he was. All right, number 1. I'm going back to the 80s. Roger Craig.
Roger
Can we
Craig.
get some Roger Craig?
Give me the high knees.
Roger Craig with the high knees. Kyle, you know it.
Hell yeah, I do.
These teams were great, and we always talk about Rice in Montana. Roger Craig, for a couple of years there, was the best running back in football, and that included an era with Walter Payton on the field, and it included an era with Barry Sanders on the field. Roger Craig did things that people do now that was not considered normal back then. Roger Craig is one of only 3 players in NFL history to have 1,000 receiving yards in a season and 1,000 rushing yards in a season. This is it.
Here we go.
McCaffrey, he did it by a 5-yard margin here. Marshall, of course, in the Hall of Fame. And Roger Craig in '85 when running backs were not asked to do that. Running backs were, here, just take the ball and go. He was catching the ball. Now, why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? I think it's a problem with the 49ers franchise that all those guys. Look at all of these guys from the Niners in the 80s and 90s who are all in the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy.
You can go through the owner to the coach to multiple quarterbacks to multiple wide receivers, defensive end, linebackers. But for some reason, it's like the line stops at Roger Craig. He's the one who's not included. Those are my 3. I go Jamal Charles, Fred Taylor, Roger Craig. These are my top 3 most underrated, underappreciated running backs in NFL history. Kyle, do you think on that list?
That's a great list. There's so many. And Peter, just for the sake of showing out some other names, I've always really liked Eddie George's game. Yeah. The one that you went right through and has some similarity with Fred is Priest Holmes. At his height, no one has had a stretch, and I happen to know that NFL media is working on a special about Priest Holmes right now about how he should be in the Hall of Fame, because he had a stretch of about 3 years that is the greatest stretch in any running back ever in history. So Priest is an absolute legend who also had injuries like Fred did.
What's the objective knock on Jamal Charles? Like, I can imagine runs, but I can remember runs and plays. What is it that's keeping him out?
I think more for him is just like
Hall of Fame, I mean.
I think his total yards, possibly.
He had a lot.
Yeah, he had a lot.
Years.
Yeah.
He's so efficient.
He was, listen, I thought he was phenomenal when we played against him. He was definitely one of the tougher guys for our defense. Roger Craig, the reason I started catching the ball out of the backfield was because of him. I wasn't even a Niners fan growing up. I grew up a Raiders fan. Yeah. But in the Bay Area, I mean, I was born in the 80s, so everyone would talk about all these guys that could catch the ball out of the backfield, all these different things. So we started doing it. And you see now what he was able to do with the Niners and that West Coast offense. You see now what McCaffrey and other guys are doing.
Kamara.
Yeah, and Kamara. So, I mean, he's definitely changed the game. I guess it's time for me to go on my list. I'm going to go on today, right now. Okay? Let's just go back to Monday night, right, with the Patriots. I'm going to start with Damian Harris.
This guy's awesome.
He doesn't, first of all, he got drafted in the 3rd round when he was the leading rusher for the Alabama Crimson Tide. How does it happen? I couldn't believe it. Scouting him, I thought it was Josh Jacobs and him were the top 2 guys. He falls.
They like Najee, also there.
Najee was there, too. Yeah. He was playing over all of them. He was the man. But watch what he's been doing, right? Even last year with Cam Newton, he played well. But this year, he's kind of taking it on, having 100-yard rush games. I want to say he's 3rd right now in rush games. I don't have my stats with me, but I was looking at him earlier. There you go, 3. See, look, there, boom, right there. 4, I knew it. I knew it. Jonathan Taylor's obviously on a mission. Derrick Henry's been hurt. Look at right there. He's above Nick Chubb. Elijah Mitchell, Dalvin Cook, who had a heck of a game last night. So, to me, Damian Harris is one of the top guys. They lean on that running game to help back Jones out. He's one of the main dudes. I know Ramondre Stevenson's playing well, but he's been the guy the whole time.
All right, who's number 2?
All right, here we go. Number 2. I thought it was the best free agent signing there was. James Conner.
Oh, Conner.
Now, we were talking about Kyler Murray. Yeah. We're saying Kyler Murray's this guy, and no, James Conner is the guy, because guess what? Kyler Murray doesn't have to run the ball anymore. They have a running back that can run. This has been the key the whole time. He leads the league in the scrimmage touchdowns, I want to say, with 12. He has some great passes out of the backfield. He's done a tremendous job of really balancing out this offensive attack. And with Colt McCoy, guess what? He beat the Niners pretty much by himself.
Yeah,
they ran the ball. They did everything with him. He has been that hammer, that physicality to this offense that they've needed, that they've missed. And to me, he's been, I mean...
Edmonds went down, Conner didn't miss a beat.
No.
It's like, fine, just load it up on me. Like, I can do both jobs.
And this is the one year he hasn't, well, knock on wood, he hasn't been banged up.
Yep.
Right, when he was in Pittsburgh, he was been hurt a lot. This year, he's trying to take it on the toll, so that's been great.
Who is the most underappreciated running back in all of football? Maurice Jones-Drew, the floor is yours.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What's for your game? Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. He's awesome.
Joe Mixon hasn't got any respect. It's like, oh my God, Joe Mixon is good. Joe Mixon has always been good. He just never got a chance to get the ball. You're starting to see them throwing the ball out of the backfield. You're seeing his running ability, his vision, his balance, his toughness. I mean, again, this team, when they have to run the ball, look at that route he ran.
No,
that is not and he almost broke the linebacker's ankle, and that's my boy.
That's Kendrick's.
Yeah, Kendrick, we can't talk about he's a Bruin. But listen, Joe Mixon is a 6'2", 225-pound player that runs a 4.4 40 that can play receiver, run in between the tackles, outside. I mean, he's physical, breaks through tackles. He doesn't get enough credit. Look at this. Almost 1,000 yards. No one talks about what they do, Cincinnati, running the ball. I mean, he's been, again, another key for why they've been able to do what they're doing.
It's interesting. Jonathan Taylor is probably the first team All-Pro, and if Derrick Henry was there, we'd call him.
No question.
We follow the game every day, 5 days a week. We do it all. Is Mixon the best running back in football overall? Like, could you compete him with Jonathan Taylor?
I told people this when he was coming out of school, that he was better than Christian McCaffrey. He had some issues, but since then, he's shown that year after year after year. I think he's one of the best, if not the best in the game right now, overall.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Fun? Great list. Current, all-time, beautiful. Shout out Roger Craig.
Roger Craig fans, let's hear from you.